Hello, everyone, and welcome to ImpactED, the official podcast for Alief Independent School District. I'm your host, Kristyn Cathey, and every week I come to you and I say, I'm so excited to have these particular guests with us on the podcast. But guys, I really am super excited to have them here. One of them has been here before, and then we have someone that is new to the podcast, but I firmly believe that this will not be her last time with us. So we're going to start off by having them introduce themselves, and we'll start with Dr. Rivers.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Kristyn, for having me. And
Yes,
thank you,
ma'am.
Ms. Dee, for inviting me. I am Luz Elena Rivers, Dr. Rivers, and I am a CEO, a philanthropist, as you said before the show started, philanthropist, and I am just so excited to be here. So thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And Miss D.
Good morning. I am Dee Jones, Business and Community Coordinator for Alief ISD, and I want to welcome Dr. Rivers.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. So again, ladies, so much, we're so thankful to have you guys here with us. When Ms. D brought this opportunity to me and I was like, absolutely, we have to have Dr. Rivers here. I've seen you a few times. And of course, Ms. D has told me all the wonderful things that you have been doing, not just for Alief ISD, but for this community. So take your time and tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into this particular field.
Absolutely. I was born in Colombia. And I've been here for a lot of years. And if I tell you how long, then you will know my age.
What's 21?
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take 21. And so I've been here most of my life here in Texas.
Okay.
And so a student of Houston. And you know what? I say that because Alief, I'm just learning, even though I've been in Houston for such a long time, I'm just learning about Alief. And I was like, why didn't my mother bring us to the district of Alief so that I could have gotten this education?
Yes.
So to me, it's like amazing that I'm, too late for me, but never too late for the next student.
That's right.
And so with my years of entrepreneurship, we have a business that is national, owned by me, women owned.
Yes.
I'm also a philanthropist. I became the award-winning for Enterprising Women organization.
Yes.
Which is a national organization of women who make certain amount of revenue annually.
Okay.
And I met that criteria, so I won 2021.
Wonderful.
Yes, so excited about that. And then right after that, the president of the organization, Monica Smiley, reached out to me and said, congratulations. And I said, thank you. Where are you from? I'm from Houston, beautiful Houston, H-Town. And she said, well, we have an organization called the Enterprising Women Foundation, which we focus on reaching young girls in high school to, expose them to STEM careers.
Yes.
And we would like to know if you would be interested in being our Houston chair. And of course, I said yes.
Yes.
And the reason why, Kristyn, is because when I was growing up, I had a very rough childhood. Mm-hmm. Raised by a single mom who didn't speak English, solamente español, just Spanish. And so I was bullied through my whole entire elementary school and middle school, and we moved around. And so education was very difficult for me to grasp.
Yes.
And so I dropped out of high school and I got my GED. And then shortly after I got pregnant. So I was pregnant at the age of 16. Mm-hmm. And so it was until then where I woke up and I said, what am I doing with my life? So I brought it out of myself to go back to school, and I got my GED. Then I said, no, I'm going to take classes here and there at HCC, here and there. And I finished. And then I went into getting a bachelor's in psychology, a master's, an MBA, and then a doctoral degree in my business now that is national.
Yes.
And so now with the opportunity of Enterprising Women, and I said, yes, I started looking for schools and districts that will listen to what we were trying to do, which is to bring successful women into the district and talk to these girls and teach them on financial literacy, teach them on mentorship, and the panel discussion that we have 5 women from different industries speak to the students. And so I started with this school, and then I started the next year with this school. But then I meet this angel. I call her Miss Angel here because as soon as we met, it was an instant hit.
Yeah, it's connection.
Like it was an instant hit. And it was like God sent me her because I was looking for the right partner.
That's right.
And it was amazing because I was like, is this real? Because I've been struggling a couple of years by myself.
Yeah.
Why? Because the districts have to approve it. The principals have to be available.
All those
the resources have to be there.
Yeah.
And I have to raise the scholarship funding. Well, when this lady came to me, she goes, what do you need?
That's oh, so she tells you that too?
Yes. She says,
Yeah.
what do you need? And I'm like, well, I need that. She goes, no, speak up. What do you need?
That's right.
How do you want it?
Yeah.
How big of how many girls do you want?
Yeah.
Do you want the entire district, one school? And I'm like, is this a dream? And so then we did it last year. And it was, let me tell you what Alief did, because a shout out to Alief ISD, of course, and to Ms. Dee and her staff.
Yeah.
We were recognized. The whole national organization of Enterprising Women Foundation Houston was recognized as the Miss Kristyn,
THEE.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The best organization. Yes, chapter.
I love that.
In the entire district. We were so organized. So we had Dr. Reeves fly in to do the financial literacy, and we had Monica, the president, fly in. She's been here before for other years. She saw me growing the numbers because I command the room and I like to uplift everybody. I have that in me. But then that partnership was a whole different story. Okay. It was like the missing puzzle.
Yes.
And so when she left, she says, Dr. Rivers, I am impressed with Houston. Well, we want to call it with Alief, right?
Yeah.
Because I learned very quickly, don't say Houston, say Alief.
That's right. That is right. Yes, ma'am.
And so, yes, and I'm taking up all the time, but I just wanted to really hone in on the gratitude, amazing gratitude of Ms. Dee, of what she had. Now we became friends, right?
Yes.
Because of that. And now we were preparing for the next year.
I'm so excited about that. I mean, listen, your story is so, so important. And I'm sure that when you're sharing it, that's something that some of those girls have seen, they've experienced. And if anything, that really just says that life doesn't stop at teenage pregnancy. Many of us could say that we had those types of experiences in our family, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't a curse or a generational curse for you. It was something that really pushed you to say, hey, I want to do more. I want to be more.
Absolutely.
And of course, also being, a woman of Latin descent, and here in Alief, where that's the majority of our students, that is so important for them to be able to see themselves when they are looking at the people that come into the district. So we are so thankful to have you, as a partner. And the things that you said about Ms. Dee, we know that they're all factual. She's a woman, of course, as you know, that she doesn't want all the praise. When she said, what do you need? You were like, okay, I don't know if I'm going to do I say it or not? She's like, girl, what do you need?
Yeah.
And that is, Ms. Dee. I've said that I've been in 2 other districts and we've never had a Ms. Dee.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, nobody else is going to have her. I'm saying that in the camera. She is ours forever until she's ready to move on to the other side.
Well, she loves Alief.
Yes, she
makes it
does.
very known that the love that she has for this district and the people that, and I guess that's why we say yes to her as well. We support her as well because her DNA and her love for this district is very clear.
It is. And she's so passionate. So Ms. Dee, tell us a little bit, everybody should know about you, right? But, tell the folks a little bit about you. And then, of course, how your involvement has worked with all of this.
Well, first I want to back up and say, I love Alief. I don't have a job because I love what I do. I was introduced to Dr. Rivers by a mutual friend. And so the more she talked about Dr. Rivers and what they want to bring, I said, I have to have for our girls. Because, at the end, it's all about the students. It's all about making sure that they are successful in life when they leave Alief and have great opportunities, which Dr. Rivers has brought so many different opportunities to our girls, different fields of women that have been successful. And that's what I want for our young ladies. When she came to me and told me about the program, I said, you know what? I want everything that you mentioned, everything above that can help our girls. And so we have a very good relationship. The more she talked, I said, yes, I want that too. Check that off. Yes, I want that. So I'm looking forward to the new partnership on a conference that's coming up in January. We will roll out the red carpet to all the ladies that are volunteering to be mentors to our girls. So I'm looking forward to seeing Monica again. The trip we had last year was fabulous. We'll talk about that later during the podcast. But I just want to thank you so very much. And also thank Ms. Kristyn Cathey. She's our director of the program, of PR department. And she let me run wild. And I appreciate her respect and I appreciate her honesty and letting me know how much she appreciates me doing what I do.
Yes.
And it's a two-way street. If she knows, she said, wait, hold up. That's fine.
I never say that. Let me get on camera. I never, ever say that. You never tell Ms. D no, right?
You don't.
But it's a blessing because people don't have to be nice to you. People don't have to do anything for you. I've been here for only 3 years. And when I tell you people, if they didn't tell me anything about anybody, they said it for sure about, like, you have to know Ms. D. Okay, you're so blessed you have Ms. D in your department because you can tell how much she loves it. And that's why she doesn't have a problem having anyone to come and help because, as she says, we always put the kids first. So when you're talking about, of course, the STEM field, which we're in Houston, right? And it's so important because we have the petrochemical plants, we have NASA, we have all of these different opportunities. But of course, as we know, the STEM numbers, the percentage of women, females in it is obviously not as high. It's usually male-dominated field. So of course, it's important that in what you're talking about with this girls program, really putting that focus on STEM. It's, of course, a very lucrative type of profession. But can you talk to us a little bit about, how that STEM purpose came to be?
Well, it's real. Yeah. The numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
So we see a lot of these young girls. We need to start them early because it is a male dominated. I can't be an engineer. I'm not supposed to be an astronaut. Yeah. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at that. And then we have to make sure that we expose them to it at a very early age. So what we like to do, and this is what Ms. D was talking about, is when I bring these mentors, I bring them from different fields. I'm talking ER doctor. I'm talking someone who works for NASA. Yeah. I'm talking about an engineer. And these women, so when these students look at us and they say, okay, that's a woman. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's a woman. So what we have to do, and here's the thing, they get excited about the idea, but then with the fact and the numbers show that only 22% really go into it. They really believe it. So we try to start them at a 9th grade, right, Ms. D?
Yes.
At first, our program started with, let's go with juniors and seniors, but then we realized, let's start them younger. So
because you don't have that much time with a junior or senior.
Exactly. Okay. Well, they already know what they're going to do. But a 9th grader, you can catch them very soon.
Right.
And another thing that we're adding to it is financial literacy. And the reason why, Ms. Kristyn, is because when do we teach these kids to learn budget? When do we teach these kids to save money? And so financial literacy, if you could learn that today at a very, very young age, you create good habits.
Yes.
Right?
I wish I had it.
Exactly. I didn't have it.
I didn't have it.
No, I was too busy rocking a baby.
But you learned it the hard way, right?
Formula is expensive.
Hello.
Diapers are expensive.
Yes, they are. So I agree with you, especially with that financial literacy, because everything costs. And I'll definitely make sure to mention this because I'm glad you mentioned it. Even in this building, right? This is an emphasis on STEM. Right. There's so many different avenues for our children here, and then of course, we have several stores, student-run stores in the district where the students are even learning about the process. But as you said, it's still important for them to really kind of get what does a budget look like, because they don't
teach us that when we're young. Your mom and dad, they keep it to themselves. They don't teach you. I wish that my mother would have said, here's money. I want you to create a list of groceries and you go out there and you make a budget for groceries. I didn't have that.
I didn't have it either.
And so first I didn't have the resources of getting money. Yeah. And then the second thing is less, budgeting. And so I saw my mother struggling, even her. And so think about it. She was struggling and she's supposed to be the one teaching me. She couldn't. She couldn't. So if we could teach financial literacy, and we do this through Dr. Reeves, if we could teach financial literacy at a very young age, then they can start planning their future.
Yes.
And when you plan your future, then you realize, okay, a kid is expensive. I don't need to have a baby soon. Right. My career is going to be in this. How much is that degree going to cost me? And speaking of degree, we have AI today. Now we have to expose them to AI.
That's right.
And what I try to say in my talks is I try to explain to students, listen, use AI as an advantage. Yes. Get off social media and use AI. Ask, what are the skills that I need today to develop for the right job? Where can I get an intern to, develop these skills? Yes. And so anything that you need today is easier than yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
And generations are moving fast. So we got to teach these kids fast. But the truth of the matter is I represent the group that you're talking about. Yeah. The Latino group that, I saved my story because it's real. It's myself. I crossed the border. My mother crossed the border with me as a little girl, and I still remember that. Wow. And so crossing the border, thanks to Ronald Reagan, we got our status here established. But when I see these kids and I ask them, what do you see when you see me? Oh, miss, I see a successful woman. Oh, miss, I see boss lady. And I'm like, well, how about if I tell you, let's go backwards. And when I tell them all of that, they look and they almost want to cry because they identify themselves with me.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's why I love the partnership of Alief, because Alief says, come talk to them.
Yes.
And I'm like, I have to so that we could start. And then so I prepare them for the conference. So now when they come into the conference, they're like, okay, there's Dr. Rivers.
Yeah.
I need to identify with that one mentor that I want to become.
Yeah.
So where's my construction lady?
Yeah.
Where is my engineer lady? Where is my ER lady? And then they get to see them and talk to them. And guess what? They also get to get connected with them through LinkedIn.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
now, yes.
Okay.
So now these women are getting these messages. We are encouraging them, create your LinkedIn account now.
Yeah. Good.
And connect with me. You have any questions? Ask me. So the mentorship is not about a 1 day, 45 minutes. It could continue on.
Yes. And so the girls are really building their self-confidence,
Exactly.
public speaking skills, all of those things that they're needing to really kind of be successful. And as you said, I know in 9th grade, I'm pretty sure I didn't have the ability to just reach out and talk to anybody like you're talking about. Not a little old Port Arthur, Texas. So for these girls to be able to have that, and again, for you to tell the story that you know that the majority of these kids identify with, again, is so important because these children have to be able to see what they can become. What they're seeing normally doesn't say that. It's very short-lived. It's, it's like, oh, I want to be this, that, and the third. And sometimes they're seeing things that they don't believe are attainable. You say, yes, it is. And it wasn't easy for me. Yes. And that's a good thing because social media will have them believing that, everything's great and everybody is happy and they have all this money and all the things. Like, no, ma'am, that's fake. I'm just showing you what I want you to see. Yeah. That's not actual factual.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they have to, they can ask any questions that they want because they have us there. I've had girls, and I usually ask for the girls who don't speak English or have that, and I always ask for that group. And when I talk to them, they open up to me. And the things that they open up, I said, listen, we're going to recognize that, but we're going to learn from that and we're going to move forward.
That's right.
And so, and they follow me on social media. They do. And I love it because I'm like, I wish I had somebody like me when I wonder what would happen. But again, I'm thankful for my story because if it wasn't for my story, I wouldn't be sitting here today. So my story has, this is what I talk about on stage. And public speaking, as you mentioned, Kristyn, is also very important because public speaking doesn't mean you're on stage. It means when you go for an interview,
right. Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. When you go for an interview, when you are interviewing someone, when you need to go ask for a loan because you're starting a business, public speaking goes how to socialize in a group of networking, right? So public speaking is just not a microphone. Right. It's your brand.
Yes.
And so I get a chance this year. We talked about it because we're doing something a little bit different that I'm going to Dee talk about because she's helping us organize it. But I will be having a workshop on public speaking.
Oh.
And coming from a little girl who was bullied and would not talk.
Look at God.
No, amazing. So to me, it was like, okay, God put it in my heart.
Yes, he did.
I got to give it to these little girls. I got to show them that you got to speak up. You do have a voice and you can create your brand through public speaking.
I love that.
But Ms. Dee was the one who this year, we went to have lunch to talk about the organization and what we're going to do this year. And she said, Dr. Rivers, do you remember you mentioned something in the lines that, the mentorship part had to be with, separating with careers. And she goes, well, we decided to utilize the entire room. I forgot what the building is called. What is the building called?
Our career.
Technology.
She calls it CDT, but it's CTD. But we know what she means.
Okay, that building. And she goes, well, that's what it was designed for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's where we're putting our money. We need to utilize it. Yes. And I'm like, so what's your vision? She said, well, every room is going to have a different mentor or two mentors.
I love that.
And we're going to assign the student depending on what they're looking for, what career, so they can have a one-on-one. And I'm like, and I said, you know what? One of the topics should be public speaking. She goes, you're right. And then I said, and I want to sign up for that. She goes, oh my God. So we have the public speaking. And I said, absolutely. So many great things. We get excited.
I know.
And you know what? We do this as a volunteer.
Yes.
I leave my office and my staff. I have over 3,000 nurses. Wow. 15 staff, and I travel. I even went to Spain to speak. I go traveling around the world. I run a business. I'm very, busy, and I'm doing this as a volunteer. But can I tell you something? Honestly, I love doing this.
You can tell.
I love doing this. I can do this with my eyes shut because if I can change someone or someone can say, oh my God, what did she say? It's enough for me.
That's right.
it kind of like what you're doing here with this podcast.
Yes, ma'am.
It's getting to the right people, to the right students. It's sparkling up some kind of interest in something where I can do it. And not just that, but walking through this building right now, and Ms. D was showing me the hospital setting, the cafeteria, the workshop here. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you kidding me? Why do the kids know these resources? She goes, yes, absolutely. So there is no excuse for a child coming out of Alief ISD to not really come out with already the skills necessary to grow that business that they want, or that go into that career that they want to go into.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
No
I mean,
excuses.
just motivate. I mean, I'm getting hot. It's so good. It's so good. So let's talk about your first trip. Now, you said your first group, Ms. D, was 100 and how many girls? 150
for the conference.
50 for the conference, but we had 150 total originally. Or tell us about how all that started.
Well, I talked to Dr. Rivers about how what type of numbers she wanted. And she said, I want it big. I said, well, we'll do 150 starting. So we contacted the counselors on each campus, told them about the program. And I said, you select the students that you would like to come, have the students write an essay to say why they would like to join us.
So they wrote an essay.
So they need to have their interest also of attending the conference. So they wrote their essays. We invited them to come and visit with all the ladies. We got them on LinkedIn. Students had their own computers so they could look up different fields at that time. So this year, as Dr. Rivers said, we had talked about going to different rooms, have the students rotate to the different mentoring sessions. Instead of having one in one large room, they could focus on that one or two mentors in that room and get more out of it this year. So I'm looking forward to doing that.
Yes, ma'am.
That will build up to our national trip, which is in Washington, D.C. this year. Last year, we took 5 girls to Nashville.
Yes. And
Dr. Rivers said, well, we'd like to take more girls. I said, well, that's going to be more money.
Yes.
So I got busy, contacted all our business partners. So this year, we're taking 10 girls and 5 chaperones. So the girls got so much out of that national conference. We talked to the girls before they went, said, listen, dress professional.
That's right.
Act professional. Make Alief proud.
Yes.
And they did. They came through. The conference was wonderful. Everybody was amazed at the dinner how well our girls presented themselves.
Yes, ma'am.
Intelligent questions they answered and asked of the ladies. It was a fantastic trip.
It was.
And then it was a surprise when they called us up on stage, which I had no idea they were going to do.
Yes, you did say that.
And so Dr. Rivers came up and introduced us. And so it was just a very proud moment for our girls to show the world on the platform that Alief ISD is where they need to be.
Yes, ma'am. And then they presented at a board meeting, right?
Yes,
Didn't
they
had to come in, the girls spoke. And we were all in tears because I'm like, oh my gosh. Of course, we miss Miss D whenever she's gone, but she was updating us with pictures and videos.
And you know what, Kristyn,
we were
some
excited.
of these girls have never left the district.
That's what she said.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of them have never left the district. And this is an experience of a lifetime for them. And this time we're going to go to Washington.
Yeah,
because we feel
DC.
like there's so many educational. We're going to meet with senators.
Yes.
We're planning on meeting. Yes. Because some of these girls might want to go into politics.
That's right.
Correct.
And you know what? We need our first president of the United States.
Yes, we do.
Maybe
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
And once it happens, more are going to step up. So let's expose them to politics now.
I love
where their
that.
voice, it changes, communities, uplifts people, families. And we want to expose them to that. So it's going to be very educational this time.
Yes.
We're planning on having visiting museums.
Yes.
If some of the museums are still open.
Yeah.
Because I know things are changing, right? But they need to learn what's out there and the possibilities.
Yes.
We want to really prepare them for their future by exposing them now. We want them to talk about this. And sometimes it takes one person, one message, something that they see that sparks up something.
Right.
And if we could do that with one child, then we did it. Why are we taking 10? Because we feel like 5 was not enough.
Yeah.
And as long as the community continues to support Alief.
Absolutely.
As long as, businesses continue, and I'm going to talk to businesses. I don't know if they can see me or hear me.
They can see you. Go talk to them.
If businesses could do that by just sponsoring one child, it takes $2,500 to sponsor a child and a guardian.
Okay.
And we take a staff. And that includes the flight round trip. That includes the meals, the hotel, everything, the events.
Yes, ma'am.
And some insurance if anything happens or they need anything. That, so what you're doing, really, you're bringing one of our kids from here to be exposed to over there.
Yes.
And, these kids come back motivated and also talking talking to other students about it. So what happens the following year, more girls are going to want to participate.
Yes.
They're going to want to write that essay for a reason.
Yes.
And we just have to continue to grow it. So to me, maybe next year we'll think about, I mean, as long as the sponsorship is there, don't you agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
As long as we get community partners like the ones you have here, and businesses stepping up, I think we could really make a difference.
We're
already
into
making
existence.
a difference.
We're going to speak into
to.
existence. The numbers will continue to grow every single year because they know, like, we have to invest in the future. We have to invest in our students and giving them the opportunity to be exposed to the world. DC, of course, is one of my favorite places. So hopefully when you guys go there, you go visit Howard University.
Howard, I've been there.
Yeah, Howard's great. Of course, you have Georgetown, all those other different things. Your Ben's Chili Bowl, that has nothing to do with education, but the food's great. Getting the girls an opportunity to see things that for some people, it's just, traveling outside of the state is nothing, but recognizing that that's not everyone's experience. I could just imagine, being amongst a group of such amazing, impactful women and then going for the first time. I probably wouldn't be able to, contain myself. I'm excited, now I'm like, gosh, I wish I was, this could have happened to me or somebody that I knew or whatever. And I may not have $2,500 to give right now because, whatever, but I would support them however I can because it's so important. And I'm so grateful that Alief has you and of course, Ms. Dee to assist with business partnerships because we know as long as we continue to invest in our children, that the world would definitely be, a much better place.
Yes.
So of course, Dr. Rivers, you talk about, you talk directly to the camera to try to get some people to continue to sponsor and support our kids. Ms. Dee, so how do they do that? Do they need to reach out to you or how can we make that a work?
They can reach out to me, call my office anytime or send me an email. My door is always open. I answer the phone at night. Anytime they are able to reach me and support the students and Alief ISD, I am on board.
Yes.
We love that.
And the way we support through my company, Amera, not just, however we can with our time, but we also take the staff that that put it together with Ms. Dee. We have a suite at the Toyota.
Oh.
Yes. We have all events and all rockets, and this is an Amera suite. And so that's how we celebrate giving them back because we are planning, like we did last year, an event to see the rockets just with the staff.
That's wonderful.
At the suite of Amera. So that is the way also we give back. And then we're fly together. I take time to fly with them as well.
Yes. Wonderful. Okay, great.
To be with the group and the staff and everybody. So absolutely, we are just excited. I think we just began.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I think we just began.
Many years to come.
Yes.
I mean, like, if this is how it started at the ground floor, I could imagine, what it's going to look like.
We get the rockets involved. That's what we do. We ask them, hey, listen, we're going to have 150 girls. That's what we did last year. We brought someone to speak on sports because girls want to get into sports.
They do.
So we pulled out someone from the Rockets, a management, and we told her, we want you to be on the panel. We want you to talk about sports because girls want to get in sports.
Yeah.
I know some of the guys are saying, stop it. Leave our sports alone. But listen, girls are into sports as well.
Yeah.
And then they said, okay, we're going to speak and we're going to also give tickets to everybody at the conference.
Wow.
And so that, not at the conference, I'm sorry, at our conference here locally.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It's just, we need everybody.
We do.
We need everybody.
Yes.
So we give, Amera gives, and we bring people also to give.
I love it. So when is the conference? Because of course our team will be there to help to capture all of that good stuff.
January 17th, coming up.
January 17th. It's coming up soon.
Very excited.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm excited. I'm excited for the girls. I'm excited for you all. And of course, to see, how great this partnership will continue to be. Ladies, we are so blessed to have had you here on ImpactED with us. I know that I've been blessed listening to you and just, learning more, of course, being and working with Ms. Dee and working alongside her. We hear about and see her just moving around, but we never really had the opportunity to sit down to hear how this partnership, came to be. And we're so thankful that our community hears it because we know it's going to impact people out there. We know we're going to have, I'm looking directly in the camera. I'm looking right at you guys. We know you're going to support, you're going to show up and support our kids. And it doesn't, again, your support for Alief ISD is exactly what we need. Ms. Dee keeps impeccable records. So she does. So we again are so thankful. Again, ladies, thank you so much for coming and sitting with us. We want you to come back again. Ms. Dee, this is your second time, but you're going to come back again. Dr. Rivers, we need you to come back. Come back, of course, once you come back from your trip.
Yes.
So we kind of talk about how that goes, right?
Absolutely.
We'll put that on the calendar. We'll definitely do that. So again, thank you guys so much for showing up for ImpactED. We thank you so much. It's going to be actually an amazing season, an amazing holiday season. So as always, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, all the places, on LinkedIn, which we talked about today. And again, visit us on our website at www.aliefisd.net. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
This has been an AMP production.